The NCAA announced a major change to the Division I men's and women's basketball tournament starting next season. Participation will expand from 68 to 76 teams. The new format will have 12 games before the 64-team bracket instead of 4. Those games will now be called the March Madness opening round instead of the first 4. The 24 teams will be 12 automatic qualifiers and 12 at-large schools. The men's tourney started in 1939 with just 8 schools, and the field has expanded by at least 4 times, including from 53 to 64 in 1985. The women's tournament has now increased by 12 teams since 2022 with this recent expansion here. These additions also increase the percentage of Division I teams competing in the NCAA postseason from 18 to 21%, which the NCAA says is the lowest among major team sports. The organization says since 1985, the number of women's basketball teams increased from 277 to 359, while the men's have increased from 282 to 361. Mike, this should